The fifth thing is really to look for opportunities to stop talking about it, right? Showing connection through presence. Love is not verbal only. It's in the body language, it's in the small gestures, it's in the presence that we've talked about already. So just try to think about the energy that you're bringing. You don't want to be an angry pursuer, or you don't want to be a sulking, resentful person. You want to keep the door open for them to walk in, especially if they are a fearful avoidant, right? An example would be just a gentle smile or a kind word, or just something where you're saying what happened in your day. And you're kind of like non-verbally showing them the door is open if you want to walk through, but you're not trying to pull them through. That doesn't mean you can't have boundaries ultimately long term to say, I can be in a relationship where we talk about things, but I can't stay in a relationship where we don't. Like that's a boundary you get to hold. But if you're in a temporary stage right now, you have to think of this as a long game, right? Planting seeds until and rebuilding that connection and that trust and that safety until you can get to the place of recalibrating and saying, we need to make some changes in our relationship so that it works for both of us. And then finally, what I want to just say is please be patient and trust the process. And this is hard. Change does not happen overnight. Your spouse has to feel and see consistent changes over time to trust that it's real, especially if their withdrawal is related to resentments, or if you have always been crossing into their lane a lot. It'll take them a while to start to feel that space between you and to know that they can fill it. They can get in touch with their own attachment needs to fill that space rather than going like this because they're anticipating you coming into it. Leave that space for a long period of time. And your job really only is to trust that your consistent effort is going to lead to connection over time. Give yourself a time frame. If you give it 3 months or 6 months and nothing has changed and you do these things, well, then you can decide, I don't want to do this anymore. Like I've done my part. And if something doesn't shift, know what you need to see. Know what you need to see and by when to feel like you can walk away with your head held high, knowing that you gave the process your best shot and that you weren't hasty, that you know that you cleaned up everything on your side of the street, that there was nothing that you could have done differently that got in the way of what you want. In my experience, when there's no preconditions and you do this and you are patient, it works. So the only way you're going to find out is by being patient and trusting the process. There's no guarantee. So that's the essence of faith, right? Is trusting without proof. So if you can leave space for them to fill, like I said, they're going to get more in touch with what it is that they want to feel in connection with you. Every healthy adult is in touch with their connection needs. If your spouse really just isn't, then they might have their own inner work to do. But usually when we're not filling it for them, eventually they will come into touch with that.